From time to time, I have people ask me about my V11 bike seat, and so I want to show you why I have it taken apart right now. I bought this coil from Amazon. This is an old bike seat that I had since 1995. I originally used two hose clamps, and I wrapped an old inner tube around the scorpion handle. And they were only around the handle, and I had too much play because that's a lot of leverage against this pin, and this pin sometimes works itself loose. And there's on some versions of the older versions of the V11, there's a plastic collar inside that hole to try to keep it snug, and that's kind of broken off. I see now that they use a brass or some other kind of metal collar on the newer V11s. So what I did is I added a third strap here, and now this one is far enough back, it's hard to see there, but my button still works. It's not grabbing the button, it's just right on the edge of the button, but the button works fine as it normally would, and you don't want to lose that capability. So I'm glad I added that strap. I've got, I don't know if I've had 2 or 3 years with this seat on here, and just recently one of the straps broke, so I just replaced the strap, and I had this all covered in black duct tape, and I'll explain why that. So just put this tape around it, and the reason for that is on this side, these tongues stick out pretty far, and I could cut them off, but if you cut them off, you're not going to be able to take the strap off and put it back on if you ever need to, which I just recently had to take them all off and redo them. And the reason, because they have to reach around the diameter of this, and it's a little bit hard to get it threaded in there. So what I have done in the past is I covered them with electrical tape. The edges are a little bit sharp, and this could be sharp. I don't want to be reaching my hand under here at any point and scrape my knuckles or get a cut. So for the last couple of years, I've just had a piece of tape going across this and over the top here, and it's been fine. It's never gotten in the way, although it does get in the way if you try to pick up the wheel from this side. You can still lift it. It's not as comfortable, so I'll tend to lift it that way. You know, I can use either hand, just have to make the wheel face the other direction. Some people like to have their seat, this coil part, reversed, so it's pointed up. I didn't find that to be very comfortable. This one, once I sit on it, it's going to bend down and level out. Also, comments I get sometimes are about the trolley handle being unusable, and I really don't miss it at all, because this is so high, you can see how much higher it is than the normal handle. When I hop off the wheel at a stoplight, or to walk into a business, or just to trolley my car or my wheel to the vehicle, I just grab onto the seat, and that's the right height, and it's always there. I'm not stooping over to, you know, if you don't want to pop up your trolley handle, and you want to move your wheel, you're going to be stooped over. You know, you walk into a restaurant and you need to wheel it over to your table, you're going to be stooped over. I always feel that it's just an uncomfortable movement, so I can just grab the seat. It just so happens this old bike seat was designed like this to rest most of the pressure on your pelvis. I don't see this design too often anymore, but and while I'm rambling here, I'll say that I added this, I got this from AliExpress, and this light has 4 modes, and it's got kind of a glow mode, and it has a mode where it'll only turn on if it's dark out, and it's rechargeable, USB-C rechargeable, but some of the benefits of this light are it automatically brightens when it detects you're slowing down. So here we are, it's just blinking, and I'm going to hit this. Well, I'm going to hit it. There. I hit it the other direction. Sorry. That would be backwards. So if it detects that you're slowing down, it goes full bright. Maybe it works better when you're riding it, not just tapping it. That would make more sense. But and then it also has a motion alarm built into it, and it has a keychain alarm. Let me show you the keychain alarm. So on my backpack strap, my chest strap, this is the remote that came with that light. And so I can change, well, that's how loud it is. Yeah, I hit the wrong button. So there I can change the modes from the remote. And I can also put the wheel into alarm mode. And so now the alarm is armed. And if somebody were to bump the wheel, it's going to make that sound. And then if they continue, it's very loud. Very, very loud. So I only use this horn if I'm around vehicles or a place where I need to make a lot of noise. Or if we have a rider that you know, needs to be alerted that they went too far or whatever. I usually use a bell on my wrist guard as my courtesy way of letting people know that I'm passing them or that I'm in an area where they need to be paying attention. So what else would I have to say about this? This piece is pretty much useless. It's always sliding down. It doesn't want to stay on anymore. And I would just get rid of it if it wasn't that the handle that sticks out of there is kind of sharp. So I just leave that on. I don't really... It's not serving any purpose. So another mod that I did, as long as I'm rambling here, is I wanted to have lights on my wheel, and I've experimented with different LED strips that usually the typical LED strip is too fragile, and you get a little bit of damage on it, and then the whole thing stops working. So what I've done here is I just bought a USB extension cable, and it's got two lights in it. Shouldn't say two lights. It's got two like fiber optic in it, and I'll show you how I plug it in there. I have this 90-degree cable here, and I'll plug that in. And let's turn on the wheel. I don't know if it'll turn on right now. Okay, it's not liking being inside this this clamp here. It's a little bit dangerous having it in this this clamp here turned on, but there's two white fiber optics inside here, and they take turns alternating, so it looks like it's a cycling color. And so I just wrap this around my wheel, and the wire's been damaged enough now that only one of the lights works, it looks like. For a while there, you can see down there, it got damaged. It's a little bit brighter there. But I've had this for over a year, and it was, you know, under $10 for this cable. So I can just buy another one. The way I mounted it, let me turn off the wheel here. Oh, it doesn't want to. Okay, got the wheel off there. But what I did is I got these clips, and these are like things you stick on your desk to keep cables organized. So these are like the smaller ones that you can buy. And I just snapped those in there. And those came with Velcro, but I used super glue to put them on here because the Velcro and the regular adhesive... No, that wasn't Velcro. I think it was just adhesive. But the regular adhesive wouldn't hold. So I just put a dot of super glue on there, and I put 4 on the case, and then another one up in here, and up in here. So it doesn't look perfectly circular, but when you're riding, you know, a casual observer just thinks it's a light, and they can't even tell how it's on there in the dark. So I'm real happy with how that works. It's super simple. When I want to do dirt riding, I just pull it off, and then I don't have to worry about it getting damaged. Unfortunately, you know, you're gonna do some damage. It's gonna wear out at some point, but it's you know, like I said, it's $10. So what other modifications do I have here? These rubber bumpers, TPU, very worth having. And by the way, my wheel fell in a creek the last time I rode it. Luckily, it landed in the mud, but I haven't had a chance to clean it off yet. And I've been pretty happy with these pads. I've got about 6,000 miles on my wheel, so they're worn from just normal use and from the few tumbles I've had. Nothing. Well, this one actually tore, and I decided to try to reattach it using silicone, not thinking that the silicone, when it's dry, just looks like there's a bunch of bird poop on my bike or my wheel. So I'm going to tape this up and show you what it looks like. So there's the finished product there. I covered it with tape. So it's got a little bit of extra gap over here, so you know, there's not the metal right at the edge there, and over here I just made it overhang some. And if that gives me another 2 years, I'll be happy. Maybe I'll have a new wheel in 2 years anyway, so I don't expect it to last forever. From a distance, you're not going to notice that tape very much there. Just you may have a different opinion, but as far as things go, it's still an operable wheel. I really enjoy it. Yeah, I can clean it up some, but I'm about to go riding right now and don't feel like I want to spend the time. But hope you got something out of this video. Sorry, I don't feel like doing a lot of video editing, and so it's just a raw video cut here.